Hey guys, in this video we are going to talk about the new moon that we are about to have on the 26th of April at 8 a.m. New York time. So here you can find the chart, how it looks like exactly on the new moon with the position of each of the planets. Here you can find the degrees of each planet, the sign position, and here are the aspects. So of course we are going to talk generally about the new moon, how we can use it, what are the possible benefits for all of us, and after that we are going to say a few words about each of the signs, so how it can influence you personally. First of all, what is the new moon? So the new moon is conjunction between the sun and the moon. So when the moon is so close to the sun, it means that it is invisible. It is invisible from our perspective, from the Earth. So whenever we have an invisible planet, this is not the best time to try to, manifest the energy on a really material level, to achieve something visible. Instead, it is better to focus, to try to use this energy on the inside, for example, to make some plans, to take certain decisions. And just a little bit after the new moon, so around 1 up to 2 days, when the moon becomes visible, we have the opportunity to start something which can really grow, because the new moon is the symbol of something like a newborning moon. So it's the beginning of a new cycle of the moon. And like the moon is growing, we have the opportunity to grow something, to develop something. What is also important is that actually the sun always represents our conscious mind, what we are aware of, our personal desires. So it's an extroverted, active planet. And the moon is almost the opposite. So it's about the unconscious, about our emotions, instincts, habits, our past, everything which is unconscious for us. So when we have conjunction between the sun and the moon, one of the effects is that actually we can be strongly influenced by these emotions, by these instincts, or some kind of unconscious fears even. And we need to use this energy and to transform it. That's the basic idea. That's the best that we can do. And on the other hand, as I said, this is a great time to make some new plans, to start something. As we said, we need to wait a little bit, but the idea may come when the moon is in conjunction with the sun. So when the moon is invisible, it's affecting us. So our conscious mind is affected by our unconscious mind. So we can get new inspiration. We can have like some kind of insights. And this is happening on an invisible level. It's not so rational. When we have a full moon, for example, the process can be a little bit more rational because we can see the opposite side. Now it's more about feeling that, to allowing that to influence you. So here we have the new moon in Taurus. The sun and the moon, they are both in Taurus. What's important for this sign? First of all, this is a fixed and earth sign, so it makes it the most stable and, if we can use this, the most fixed from all of the signs. So this new moon is about being more stable in life. It's about being patient. It's about learning to be constant in our activities, in our plans. So, for example, if you need to work on certain qualities, like personal qualities, now is the time when you can focus, for example, meditate or start some practices, or just put it as a goal in front of you, that you need to be more persistent, you need to be more concentrated on material stuff as well. Because Taurus is one of the most materialistic signs. It's related with everything that you can touch. It's related literally with our earth, with ground. So that's really the time when we need to be grounded. We need to be in touch with reality. We need to be practical. And of course, it means also that the things that we can start can be similar to that. You know, some practical stuff, some things that we will improve our material situation, including our finances and all kinds of resources. And I think that being grounded is a very important topic for us right now. I know that most of us have many spiritual interests. I believe that most of you too, and me as well. And being spiritual is something great. It opens your mind. It can help you to clear pain, to understand things. It's wonderful. I'm sure that you can agree with that. But something we shouldn't forget, and I find it that sometimes people do, is that we're also living in a material world, in the material reality. So we shouldn't neglect that. We shouldn't neglect our bodies. We shouldn't neglect the material reality, including our finances, including our career and financial success. But even if you're not interested in material success like finances, at least I believe that all of us should be grounded, because otherwise we are not able to use, to be like the sources of this inspiration that we can get from the spiritual practices, from the knowledge that we are gaining from different sources. So I really think that we should concentrate right now on that. And it can help us very much, because we are born as a human being, so our body is something that we should honor. And Taurus is all about that. Taurus is about our body. Taurus is about honoring the place where we live, honoring our earth, and everything material, which allows us to grow spiritually, because these are the circumstances where we can grow, where we can expand. So I believe that all of us right now can benefit from that, because the more grounded we are, the higher we can get in our spiritual activities. So I believe that this is something important. Of course, for those who are interested in finances, in material success, this new moon can be wonderful as well, because Taurus is related with money. This sign is ruled by Venus, and Venus is related with our finances. So this is also the time when you can start something like a new financial project, like something which is really practical and rational, and can improve the surrounding area where you're living, or can make you feel more comfortable. That's also a very important topic for Taurus. And what else can we say for Taurus? Yes, so it's a great time, for example, to go in the nature, to feel connected with the nature. In today's world, we are, of course, most of us, we live in the big cities where there is, all these networks, electricity, all this uranium stuff. They are exhausting us. This exhausts our nervous system. So if you want to release the stress, a great way to do that is just to go in the nature, to go in the forest, just to leave your phones, all kind of devices, gadgets, just to feel the earth. You can lay on the ground or whatever you want, but just try to feel connected, because from there you can feel like that you're recharged. Because another topic of Taurus is our energetical balance. We said that Taurus is related with resources, and one of our really important resources is actually our physical energy and how we feel our bodies. So this is a time when you can start something which can help you to feel stronger, which can improve your health, which can make you feel calmer. That's really important. So if you need that, this new moon can be great for you. And a very positive practice is just to sit down, to take a white paper. Here I have one. To just take one white paper and write down all of your wishes. The new moon has a magical energy, and if you write something really honestly, only for yourself, you're not allowed to ask things for other people. But if it's for yourself, and if it's positive, not harming others, you can really use the magical energy of the new moon, and you can accomplish that. So just write it down, make a 10-15 minutes meditation, and you will see how you're putting a lot of energy and charging all of your wishes and dreams, and that's wonderful. So especially if it's related with something material, especially if it is related with improving your finances, improving your physical situation, health condition and so on. Taurus is the sign that can help you to manage with that. And of course, for all of us who want to be more persistent, who want to be, really to keep digging in a certain direction and not giving up, Taurus is the sign that can help you, because Taurus can even be stubborn sometimes. So if you need to be stubborn in a positive way, to be so constant, this new moon is great for you. Now let's look at the aspects. So this new moon is very interesting because there are no major aspects actually between the sun and the moon and the other planets. We have only two creative or green aspects. So Venus makes this aspect is called semi-quintile. It's 36 degrees, and Pluto makes quintile and a half, so it's 108 degrees. These aspects, so these are from the group of the quintiles or the green aspects. They are very specific, they can be very positive, but at the same time then they don't push you to do something. So these are the aspects that can bring some kind of opportunities for changes, but at the same time they give you the choice. So it's not like the squares when you're pushed from the circumstances to take action, to be active, to be initiative. It's not like the opposition when you have to realize something and you are in front of a conflict with another, or some kind of situation like that. With the quintiles, you have the opportunity and you have the choice, but the risk here is that if you're not pushed, you can miss the opportunity. So we need to be more conscious, to use the benefit, to get the benefits of these aspects, because we need to push ourselves to do what's needed and what can help us to grow or to achieve our goals. And Venus, so the aspect with Venus is actually very positive because Venus rules the new moon. So Venus rules Taurus, and that's why this is especially harmonious aspect. Venus is also in Pisces, so the ruler of the new moon is in Pisces. Venus in Pisces is exalted, which means that it's very, very strong there. So that boosts the energy of the new moon. It makes it even stronger. It makes it even more important. So we can use, Venus in Pisces is, in a very smooth position. It's very tender position. So that's the approach that we should use. So it's not about, hurrying too much or insisting on something, or digging too hard. No. Venus in Pisces suggests that you have to be compassionate with others, with yourself. You have to be empathic. you have to trust your intuition. So whatever you want to do, even if it's something really materialistic, there is nothing bad with that. As I said, that's my honest opinion. So even if it's something really materialistic goal, like earning more money or returning your loans or whatever it is, trust your intuition. You can meditate even, and that can provide you the answers, that can inspire, that can show you the right direction. Because, as I said, the ruler of the new moon is in Pisces. So, of course, Venus making aspect with the Sun and the Moon also means that relationships and connections with others can help us. So that's a positive, if you decide to work in a relationship with another, in a partnership with another person, this is also a positive aspect. And the other aspect, as we said, is Pluto, is from Pluto. So Pluto makes this green aspect with the Sun and the Moon. So Pluto is the planet of transformations. Pluto is never easy to analyze because the influence is very deep and very often secret. So this can be like an inner process that we can go through that can help us to transform our situation. It can be, of course, related with your material situation and achievements, with how much you are grounded, as we said, with your connection with reality, how much materialistic you are. Now you can transform your attitude towards all of these topics. And as I said, this is, a matter of personal choice. You're not forced to do that, but if you do that, you will going to receive the positives from that. So transforming your attitude towards finances, toward the material reality, what it can give you, and which are the positives from that. All of these topics can be really important right now. Another thing important for Taurus actually is that so the moon is exalted in Taurus. Like Venus is exalted in Pisces, the moon is exalted in Taurus. So the exaltation is a really strong position for the planet. So first of all, it means that we need to pay much more attention on the moon part of the new moon. So on our instincts, on our emotions, on things coming from our unconscious mind. And also we can do different things related with the moon. So for example, if you want to do something for your family, if you want to improve the situation where you are living, if you want to make the place where you live more comfortable, these are all topics of the moon. Also, if you want, for example, to get pregnant, or if you want to pay attention more on your children, these are all topics of the moon. So you can also be concentrated on that. And finally, so we said Taurus, the new moon in Taurus, is also related with being stable and constant. But we also need to analyze something that we haven't discussed, I believe, till now. This is actually related with the exact degree of the new moon. So we are going to analyze the lunar step, so in which degree exactly is the new moon. To understand that, we need to divide the whole sign. So we have 30 degrees, which is one sign. And we divide it to 12 parts. And it makes, so each part is 2.5 degrees. And the first part, so from 0 to 2.5 degrees, is the first step. From 2.5 degrees to 5 is the second, and from 5 degrees to 7.5 is the third step. So these are lunar steps. And here is where we have our new moon. So it's on the 6 degrees and 27 minutes. So it is the third part, the third lunar step. So this step is associated with Gemini and third house, because this is the third sign. So you can see this is very logical. The first part is Aries, the second is Taurus, the third is Gemini, and third house, so similar. It suggests that we can use the new moon in such areas related with Mercury and third house, and this is going to be very positive for us. So for example, if you want to start a new education, if you want to travel somewhere, if you want to work with information, everything related with communication, all of these areas can be very positive for you. And using the energy of the sign, which is Taurus, you can achieve more stability in these areas of your life. So just try to think how you can combine both of these, because this can be very strong. So I believe that this was the most important. Now we can say how each of the signs are going to feel the influence of the new moon for them. So we start with the first sign, which is Aries. So for Aries, this new moon falls in their second house. So it's really all about what we just mentioned. So about finances, about their physical condition, about their health, about their energetical balance, finances, and they need to be really materialistic and grounded. When I say materialistic, I mean the positive thing of being materialistic, so focused on reality, being in touch with reality. Then we have Taurus. So for Taurus, the new moon falls, of course, in their first house. So this is the month when Taurus can start different new initiatives. So like personal activities, like your own projects where you are the initiator. You take the decision and you make the steps. So really this new moon is about your personality, about your plans and your actions. For Gemini, the new moon falls in their 12th house. So this is the time when you should try to be more, not so active socially, but instead more giving yourself the needed break. This is the month before your birthday. So usually when we have this part of the year is more about making assessment of the past. So you shouldn't push yourself too much to be socially active. It's more about taking a rest, also for some kind of spiritual interests if you have, for some kind of things that you do privately on your own. That's what this new moon can bring to you. Next we have Cancer. So for Cancer, the new moon falls in their 11th house. And 11th house is one of the most socially active houses, if I can say that. It's the time when you can initiate some things which include other people. So, for example, some kind of social project or everything that you can do together with your friends, or spending more time with others. So this is really the time to be surrounded by other people. And if you want to do something, it's better to do it together with others. So this month is about actually being a team player for you. So next we have Leo. And for Leo, the new moon falls in their 10th house, one of the most interesting positions, because 10th house is really important. It's about our career, it's about our social status, about our realization in general. So this is a great time when you can start some career projects. You may focus a lot on your work. If you want to find new job, that's a great time. For some of you, it might be the time when you can get promoted, or you might be inspired to start something on your own related with career and business. Next we have Virgo. So for Virgo, the new moon falls in their 9th house, and it's about time for you to look ahead, to look in the future, to think about what you would like to do and what you would like to achieve. So defining your future goals. This new moon can really help you to define your future goals. Also, for people who would like to travel, for a high education as well, for growing a more philosophical attitude towards life. So this new moon can really help you to do that. Then we have Libra. So for Libra, the new moon falls in their 8th house. And 8th house is one of the more complicated houses. It's related with invisible stuff. So it's related with things which you can touch but you can feel. It's also about finances and resources, but coming from other people. So that's a great time to, if you need, for example, someone to support you financially, or if you need an investment in your projects, or also if you're personally making some kind of investments as well, this can be a great new moon for you. But 8th house has also, a very psychological side. So this can be a time when you may need to pay more attention on your fears, on your emotional experiences, and you may need to set free from that, to clear that, to heal that. And actually, the positive aspect of Pluto, the green aspect from Pluto, can help you to heal that. So that's really important for you. Next we have Scorpio. For Scorpio, the new moon falls in their 7th house, so it's about relationships. It's about communicating with others, cooperating with others, finding other people that can help you to achieve what you want, that can, support you in something, can even provide you some kind, can help you to be more stable in your life. So if you want to start a new relationship, this is a great new moon for you. Or if you want to communicate more with others, even with friends, this is also a very positive new moon for you. And next we have Sagittarius. So for Sagittarius, the full moon will fall in their 6th house. So the most important topics for you can be related with some kind of responsibilities, with some kind of obligations, with the need to take care of a lot of stuff. Also, 6th house is related with your work, so that's a great time to start new job, or to organize your work, to put order there. To start some kind of new project, or even to start your own work, your own business, if you have such plans. Also, your health, 6th house is about your health, so starting a new regime, thinking about your diet, making some kind of purifications. The new moon is great for you. For Capricorn, the new moon falls in their 5th house. So 5th house is really wonderful because it's about the things that we love the most. It's literally related with love, also with all kind of entertainment. So you can start something that will be really inspiring for you, will charge you positively emotionally. You can start a new romantic relationship, or you can fall in love. Children might be very important for you. Or you can be more creative and you can start like a new creative project. So that's awesome for you. Next we have Aquarius. So for Aquarius, the new moon falls in their 4th house, and it's about your family. So it's time when you can really change something in your home. So for example, you may decide that you want to move somewhere, or you want to improve something in your home, or the communication with your family members may also be very, very important. So probably this is the best time to really focus on that, and allow yourself to have your private activities, to do things at home when you're alone, and just to experience the joy from that. And next we have so we have Pisces left, yes, the last sign. And for Pisces, the new moon falls in their third house. Yeah, so it's about starting new contacts. It's about really being more communicative, and you may feel more joy, to get in touch with your friends, to go out, to communicate more on a daily basis with others. Of course, third house is also great for education, for learning new things. So for example, you can start a new training course, or usually third house is more about the short type of education, so it's like courses, something really practical that you can start to implement immediately, including languages and some kind of practical skills. So you can really learn a lot, you can read more, and you can communicate more with others. So these were the most important indications. Lastly, we should say that we still have Mercury retrograde. So till the 3rd of May, Mercury is retrograde. So just be careful, if you start something on Mercury retrograde, it's not necessarily that it will be unsuccessful, but probably you're going to change a lot of that. A big part of that will need to be changed after that. But for restarting some old stuff, this is a great transit, so just be aware of that. And thank you very much for watching this video.